cleaning the room where he sees the dirt. Like it's not to say it's wrong. It's just the mentality, the process that starts in the head is just different. The goal is to clean the room. It doesn't matter how you get there. It just matters that you clean the room. But like how you get there is what this book is emphasizing, or the experiment is emphasizing, and that's where you find where what your strengths are. As in, from my experiment, I guess my strength is in planning first, as in, oh, I gotta do this, then that, and that, and that. Well, the other person, strong points is taking action. Seeing what needs to be done, and just getting there and start doing it. Of course, there's drawbacks to every tactic. I could be stuck in planning phase for too long. The other person, well, he could be cleaning in the wrong area before. Let's say he starts cleaning some, like, he starts sweeping the floor without cleaning the tabletops. Well, that's a problem, because when you clean the tabletop, of course, some of the dirt is gonna get on the floor, and then you have to resweep the floor. So you see that there's different aspects of the strength, but you do get to see the experiment points out that what is your strong point? Is your strong point taking action, or is your strong point taking planning? That's what this book is about, and it goes more into detail about. Let's just go into it. Feedback analysis is what they call it. Peter Drucker calls it, and it it on on the emphasis of the experiment. You're trying to find out, are you a reader, are you a listener? And he goes on to give examples about how Eisenhower, about presidents, and Lyndon Johnson's, how the Eisenhower was a reader. Let's see, was he a reader, or when Eisenhower? Yeah, Eisenhower was a reader. Like, he gives the example in the book where Eisenhower would read the questions prior to the press conference, and he would be able to give really good answers. And when he became president, he didn't know that, and he followed his successor, or I don't think I'm using the right word, but the president prior to him was a listener, so he would just listen to question and answer it, and he followed into his footsteps, which caused a lot of trouble, because he wasn't the person who would be able to answer a question, like, right when he heard it the first time. He was more of the person, oh wait, I'm gonna answer these questions, I'm gonna read the questions, and later on, when you after you gave him some time, when the press conference started, you asked the same question, he would have his mind ready, and he would be able to answer the questions in a more precise manner. And it says how another aspect of the experiment is how do you learn. There's people, especially example is my mom. She like really like learns by writing down. So if she hasn't written it down, she wouldn't get it. Even if how she says it, like, even if she like says it, speaks it out loud like 20 times, after like 5 minutes, you would ask the same question, she wouldn't get it unless she has written it down for once. Which is not, it doesn't mean it's like a negative attribute to that person. It just means they're just learning it in a different way. And none of these attributes are negative. It's just how you apply it in your life to get the results efficiently. How to achieve your goals using these tactics, which work in your way, and so you can save time and reach your goals faster. Uh, there's also a chapter about what are your values, ethics. Get into ethics. Ethics, being the law class I took, talks about ethics, and it's really hard. It's messy. No one has the right answer, but you have to define it for yourself and follow them. And this is just the way it is. I guess what I'm really saying, I'm not really prepared for this video. Uh, just started making it. I don't know. I guess from this experiment, if I was to take it, I just put the camera on the stand and started shooting. So I guess I'm really action taker who just takes an action without planning, and I don't feel bad about it. I just found out something about myself that you know that would help me in the future. I So if I was to start a business, I would have a partner who would be more of a planner. He would plan things, and I would be the one who would be uh, uh, in charge of taking action, or how we can proceed with the plan, or how can we put the plan to action and get the results. I'd be that person and not the person behind planning every step. You know. So this book is really essential to like any 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 business, or like any form, any person. Like if if I was given this book when I was in first grade, I would definitely learn, like the first thing, I guess, if I was able to read it and then understand it actually, I would know that I was not a great student, as in I wasn't really a person who would learn from a a teacher just speaking at me and then writing down notes. I'm more of a person who would go on the field and experiments or tests, or more of a hands-on person. And that really makes life simple. It's hard to find out what you are. I mean, you have to do experiments, but when you do, it really does make your life simple and or easier. I mean, as Einstein, I think he says, make it simple but not simpler, something along those lines. I don't know. Quotes quotes are these days have been like, many people misquote them, quote people, and it just seems to be the norm. I guess get what you want. Like if the quote works for you, then I guess it just works for you in that moment, and you just use it. But yeah, it just just makes life simple, man. I can't say enough about this book. This book is a Harvard Business Review classic. So, of course, Harvard being one of the best schools, and Peter F. Drucker being one of the best professors in business and in life, I highly recommend you read one of these books. I know this book has helped me grow out of the person I was prior to me. Like I joined in college, and I still didn't know I was a hands-on person. And after reading this book on my second year, more I was able to take my life with a better grasp. I had a better grasp of what I really wanted, but then I had like the action, or like the way I would want to take it. Like I would, if I wanted to plan out my life and then take action, or if like I would be able to decide how I'm gonna do it actually. How I'm gonna actually learn it. Am I a listener or reader, or am I like I would be able to take the right steps into achieving the goals I had. And yeah, I guess that's all I have to say for now. This has been my first video, and I know haven't been prepared that well, and I believe it's 8, and the video is dark, and the TV has gone haywire. But I wish to continue this video or this book review tomorrow, or a new book, or something else about from this chapter. And yeah, I guess that's all I can say for now. Uh, Thanks for joining me. Hope you learned something. I hope I made you take an action after watching this video, as action is the only thing that leads to success, or close, at least an inch further, an inch closer.